I didn't get no answers because I was asking the wrong question. You have to ask the right question. You have to ask the right question. What? Has anything you've done made your life better?
Good morning, hookah smokers. This is Matt with Morning Hookah, here to talk to you about. Okay, let's cut the formalities just a little bit. If you've been around, you know who I am. If you have not been around, hit that subscribe button because we're gonna be doing some fun things here on Morning Hookah, and I hope you'd like to come along for the ride. So I'm gonna have some guests on. We're gonna have some fun and interesting conversations. That's not what today's video is about. Today's video is actually going to be about Darkside Tobacco. That's right, Darkside Tobacco. I've talked a little bit about them, a good amount about them. I think a lot of people know my thoughts and opinions on Darkside Tobacco for the most part. I'm a big fan of theirs. I've enjoyed almost everything I've tried. Not every single flavor, but a large majority of their flavors. And today, I'm going to be talking about two of their flavors that I do enjoy quite a bit, and I'm going to break them down for you a little bit. So, without further ado, let's get into the video and talk about Darkside Tobacco. Is a very interesting tobacco. It is called Darkside. A lot of people would think that it's just a dark leaf tobacco, but the idea of dark leaf tobacco is kind of a misnomer. It's something that gets thrown around in a lot of different ways, and it shouldn't be used the way that it is used. But we're going to save that conversation for another day. What you do need to know is that this is a Burley tobacco. It is a Virginia tobacco. This is the medium line. There's three lines. There's the, I forget what the bottom one is called, but I think it's called core maybe? No, I don't think so. This is medium. There's also rare above, and then below there's something else, but I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. Anyways, this is the medium, which is a mix of, I believe, Virginia and Burley. The upper one is a mix between Burley and Oriental tobacco. I could be off on those tobaccos just a little bit. Interesting things about Darkside Tobacco. It is an unwashed tobacco. You will get a buzz because of that unwashed tobacco. Also, it is boiled. Interesting way to produce hookah tobacco. When they're infusing the flavors, it's boiled. Very interesting. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at this. This is a very, I would say a rough medium cut of tobacco. A lot of people have said different things about it. Some people like to cut it up. Some people don't like to cut it up. To each is their own. Cut it up if you feel like it's helping you out. If you don't want to cut it up, don't cut it up. Ain't gonna offend me none. Let's get our bowl and throw it in there. We're using an alpaca bowl. This is the Goodfella V4. This is not the 4.5 or 4.0 shallow or whatever the revision got called. This is just purely a 4.0 alpaca alpaca Goodfella bowl. I like it for Darkside because I pack Darkside very fluffy. For that reasoning, it is a good bowl to have a nice big open area in it. So I'm going to go ahead and load up this bowl. And we're actually going to be doing a mix. I'm going to be talking about two flavors. The first one is going to be called Space Dessert. Oh yeah, Space Dessert is a big favorite of mine. It is a tiramisu flavor. Very enjoyable. If you've ever had tiramisu, one of the big problems that a lot of other tobaccos, and here on Morning Hookah, if I'm not a big fan of something, I'm going to call it out just to let you guys know. I ain't going to deal with no bullshit here. There ain't no bullshit here. Starbuzz Vintage has a type of tobacco, and theirs is called tiramisu, and it's not tiramisu. And yeah, I hate to break it to you. If you smoke that and you like it, awesome. Happy for you. That is not what tiramisu tastes like. Tiramisu is not a mocha. It is not coffee mocha. It is a cake. It is delicious. Look up a picture. In fact, fuck it. That's what tiramisu looks like right there. It's a cake made with ladyfingers, made with rum, made with a lot of ingredients. And that's what you get when you smell Space Dessert. You get actual tiramisu cake, not just this weird, hey, look, it's coffee, so therefore we can call it tiramisu. That's not what this is. No, not at all. But, yes, we're going to mix the tiramisu flavor, Space Dessert, with nuts from Darkside Tobacco. You may be wondering, well, what is nuts? Well, nuts is not peanut butter, which I kind of thought it might be, but I was wrong. It's hazelnut. It's a hazelnut. That's what I get from it. Maybe it's I'm willing to bet a lot it's hazelnut. That is the exact smell that I get from this nuts is hazelnut. And it's really good. It has a really nice, strong, nutty flavor to it, as it should, obviously. And there is a very nice, creaminess to that nuttiness as well, which is good. They complement each other very well. Another flavor that I enjoy mixing with Space Dessert and nuts is actually a flavor called Cookie from Darkside Tobacco, but I'm out of cookie, so we're just going to do the mix with these two purely on their own. Sometimes I like to throw in a little bit of Supernova as well. This is not a Supernova evening. This is a savory evening of tiramisu nuts from Darkside Tobacco. As you can see, I had it right above the rim, and then I put it right below, right at the rim, basically. Just a real light compression to it. Here's what I'd like to offer you in my personal reviews when it comes to anything tobacco related that I review. I'm going to do it on 5 different levels of kind of where I'm coming from with it, and then I'll give an overall as well. So I got flavor, heaviness, complexity of the flavor, exhale of the flavor, and then the aroma of the flavor. I'm also going to be posting these down in the description below. So if you ever want to check out my actual thoughts in written form, or if you want to maybe check back on the video, whatever the case may be, you can check that down in the description below. So let's go ahead and dive into it. This is kind of an interesting one because we're doing a mix, not just a single review. So what I'm going to do, because I already have this stuff planned out, written out, I've smoked both these flavors alone, mixes, many different scenarios with this. So I'm going to give you my personal opinion of these flavors one at a time, and then talk about this mix that I did as well. So Darkside, Space Dessert, and Nuts. These are 2 of my favorite flavors, not just to smoke on their own, but also to mix as well. They complement each other very, very well. So let's go ahead and break it down and talk about the Space Dessert first. As I was saying, Space Dessert is a tiramisu flavor. If you don't know what tiramisu is, it's a wonderful Italian dessert. It's made with this really nice spongy cake that absorbs all the flavors. It's used with rum as well, just sprinkled in there, as well as espresso in there. It is a wonderful cake. If you've never had tiramisu, I highly recommend you go and get some actual tiramisu, but the Space Dessert is a very good comparison. It is my favorite tiramisu flavor that I've ever had. There's nothing that even comes close to this. It's absolutely phenomenal. When it comes to flavor, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Yes, I like it that much, and it is that good of a flavor. When it comes to heaviness, the heaviness of most Darkside Tobacco flavors are all very, very strong. They're very, very potent in the way that they smoke, and this is just like that as well. It's a very heavy flavor. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 when it comes to the flavor heaviness of it. The complexity of the flavor is wonderful. It is also an 8 out of 10 as well. You taste a lot of the individual components to it. You taste that nice cakiness to it. You taste that coffee taste to it. You have a little bit of that rumminess to it as well. It's just a really nice medley of a lot of different flavors all coming together very, very nicely. Let's go ahead and talk about the exhale of the flavor, which is always very important when smoking. The inhale is important, the exhale is important. Let's go ahead and talk about the exhale of this flavor. Right when you exhale Space Dessert, you immediately get that cakiness to it, followed up by the espresso taste to it, and then immediately that tiny bit of rumminess to it, which is a really nice complementary flavor to the whole thing. When it comes to the exhale, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 as well. And when it comes to the aroma, I'm also going to give it an 8 out of 10. It will make a room smell like a delicious Italian dessert. It makes it smell like tiramisu. Very, very good flavor. The mix of this, the 70-30 that I did for the split for the Space Dessert, 70% and 30% of the hazelnut, is exactly what I like to do with it. If I was adding in cookie, I would actually only do about 60% of the Space Dessert. I would do probably about 20% of the hazelnut or the nuts, and then I would also do 20% of the cookie as well. But we're going to talk about cookie another day when I have it in my possession again, because I smoked it all. It's very, very good, and it's all gone. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Morning Hookah. Let me know what you guys would like to see. I'm going to be doing a lot more reviews when it comes to Darkside Tobacco, but is there some tobaccos that you would like me to talk about? How about some hookahs that you'd like me to talk about? Let me know what you guys are wanting to see on the channel, and that's what we're going to do here on Morning Hookah. So we're going to talk about the things that you want to see. I hope you're able to have a nice big cup of coffee if you're into that, maybe some tea if that's what you like, and enjoy a hookah nice and early in the morning for you. You guys make sure to have a great day as always, and until next time, keep on smoking.
You have to ask the right question. You have to ask the right question. One. Has anything you've done made your life better?